Life of a Wailord, Pokearth by Enlarged Kai. Well, I'm not using a Wailord, I'm using a Wailmer at the moment and my Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald Legacy. And I saw this and I'm like, you know what? Let's learn a little bit about Wailord. Yeah, the only thing I know about Wailord is that it is the air whale, I think is what they're called. So they don't actually weigh a lot because, well, they're supposed to be able to fly and go underwater. So what I'm expecting from this is that they're gonna mention that because Wailord is basically a U-boat and a blimp together, right? For it to sink, it takes in water, and then for it to fly, it kind of like expel all the water and it's just take in a lot of air to make it so that it can float. But I mean, I like Wailord. So let's go into this one. It's too bad we haven't seen more Wailords in, you know, the
body length of over 14
meters
the
in like the shows
to our planet.
when it isn't just a gag. They tend to use Wailord a lot as a gag Pokemon.
It's the size of a Snorlax, and some of its blood vessels are so wide that a Wartortle could swim down them.
Yeah, that puts things into perspective, right?
Travel in pods, migrating across great expanses of open ocean, from their breeding grounds off the northern coast
I wonder
of Sinnoh.
I wonder if Wailord is the filter feeder.
Despite their popularity amongst sightseers, Wailord have not always enjoyed the people's admiration.
I mean, I'm sure their ambergris and their fats would be very useful.
From their feeding grounds, due to fear that their pods would eat too many of the area's fish in expeditions, which drove Wailord to near extinction. But a focused anti-hunting campaign at the turn of the century finally led to the protection
and their numbers are going up again.
Their ancestral habitats. Since then, their population has been steadily recovering.
And they really look like blimps when you look at them from underneath.
The coast of Akala Island to feed on a seasonal abundance of wishy-washy.
Oh god, no, wishy-washy, get away!
They account for up to 65% of all deep-sea fish biomass. Capable of diving to depths of up to 3,000 meters towards the water's surface.
I mean, I will say so far it's going like very, very heavy on like the real-life whale inspiration with just Pokemon names.
Are not completely defenseless. The sheer scale of the fishbowl daunts most predators.
Yeah, like most schooling fish.
Glowing eyes, they send SOS signals, which can be seen almost 40 kilometers away.
And I guess this tells me that, you know, Wailord is not a filter feeder.
The Wailord need to act quickly before the wishy-washy have a chance to organize into a more dangerous form.
Wow.
By performing great splashes,
they're gonna disperse them.
Movements of the wishy-washy become disrupted.
Like remove the school. I mean, they look very majestic, I'll say.
Now is their chance.
I like those determined eyes. Well.
The Wailord's vast mouths trap great volumes of water.
And the other Wailord's like, come on man, share some.
In an instant. This particular female has failed to eat her fill. Soon, her body will be so light that it will become less dense than the air surrounding her.
And this is how they mention.
As a result, she will begin to float.
The float, okay. So that's kind of like how they interpret that. I don't think I like this interpretation actually of Wailord.
The exact fate of these buoyant Wailord. Once a common occurrence,
I prefer
detected
more of
centuries
the,
near Akala
they can
Island
kind of like
have reduced
choose
this sight
to float
dramatically.
or be in the ocean. Obviously they would probably prefer the ocean, because in my they kind of like they still need that, you know, to breathe and stuff like that, or like to keep themselves hydrated, or you know, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think for Pokearth, I really liked how it looked. I think the look of it. I was thinking that this was gonna bring up all the other Pokearths, but I think this went a bit too much in the real life inspiration, you know, the real life whale part, and not as much into, you know, the Pokemon part. Yeah, because I think I would have liked a bit more of, you know, like they've done in some of the other ones, where they go a bit more into, you know, some of the more magical things about the creature, right? And maybe mention a bit more of, you know, the floating and the density of it, the fact that it doesn't weigh that much, you know, stuff like that, instead of, I mean, it felt a lot like just a real life whale snippet that you would see in, like, which is obviously the point, like Planet Earth. I understand that, but the others I think have done a lot better job as making it seem like this is something that they might show in the Pokemon world, you know? Because in the Pokemon world, I don't think they would do it like this. You know, they would show more of like the actual Pokemon part of the Pokemon, like the monster part, instead of just the animal part. And I think this was a little bit too much on the animal part. It looks good, but I think the least enjoyable Pokearth. I'd like the others. This one I'm a bit like this on.